Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, Carnivore, and Carnivish. And it's January. If this is your first meeting with me, grab yourself a cuppa. I usually try to keep my videos at the length of like a cup of coffee. We talk about food behaviors, food issues, just places that somebody might want to work on and grow. We talk about the giving ups, because some of us give up some stuff along the way and we feel better for it. Some of us go from keto to carnivish to carnivore. And so some of us go from weighing and measuring to learning how to eat intuitively. There's so many places that we can learn and grow that we talk about here. And I try to keep it thought-provoking. So throughout the rest of the day, when you're confronted with anything to do with your food behavior or your food issues or food in general, you'll have just maybe a different perspective, especially if you read the other people's comments. We have some very, very bright, brilliant people here that are doing the do and getting better, enjoying it. Most of us are older people, and so we've already experienced the fantasy world, the la-la land, and we know that perhaps at our age it might not exist the way that we always thought we could get it to exist. Just try harder. Doesn't always work that way. Along the way, I'm 69 and almost a half. We learn to accept what is with ourselves, and we stop. We get off that the hamster wheel where we just spin and spin and spin and think and wish and, keep trying to manipulate and control something to get to the place where it's okay with us. And, or not okay with us. It's just that drive. And sometimes it's like important to sit back and just say, look, if you told me that 5 years ago I would have given up sugar and grains and tried this keto thing and started eating a little bit more healthy or different for my crazy 5 or 6 decades before, I tell you, you were nuts. And yet here we all are. And of course, the assumption is that you're going to give up your grains and your sugars before you even look at keto. It's just one of those kind of like, oh, I can't have the grains and the sugars, but don't be fooled with the keto-fying, because a lot of us, bought into, yeah, we can keto-fy, and we can have all those same things that we had before. Maybe not, maybe not. And some of us, had all that stuff in our pantry, and little by slowly, we would get rid of it because we found that the whole keto-fying thing is like, well, wait a minute. I think I'm missing the point of getting healthy. It's not learning how to keto-fy. To me, just me, it was like when I was in Weight Watchers and they would have Weight Watcher recipes for desserts and breads that would make you feel like you were having the real thing that you used to have. Once the duh happened for me, it just stayed that way. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm still doing it with the WW way, or I'm still doing it as somebody that's keto-fying things. And you can find plenty of YouTube channels that do keto-fying, make it okay, and everything else. But I doubt you'll see a 69-year-old person, male or female, keto-fying a whole bunch of stuff, because we've already graduated. We lost that ship, sailed. And so what we're learning is to have real food, maybe not, an abundant menu. Maybe it's limited choices. A lot of us find the simplicity of that is so welcome after so much crazy. Some people do carnivore, in our world, and this is Carnivore Month. So Google that and you might find, or do it like at the top of your YouTube search, and you might find some great interviews or people or just information about Carnivore Month and what it is. I know Mike from Carnomad, he did a Mobo month of beef only, and a couple of years ago, And so he was the one that began to turn my head on becoming carnivore. And I wasn't ready. And a lot of people aren't ready till they're ready. And then once they're ready. And I have the Carnivore book by Dr. Sean Baker. And it's a very helpful tool. I'm on, I haven't even read 30 pages yet. It's like each page is like worth it. There's so many wonderful things that he can teach us. Sometimes I watch High Intensity Health with Mike Munsell, and sometimes they get a little bit too technical for me with people that he's interviewing or he's with, like Sean is one of them. And, but they know the chemical stuff that's going on in our body and how it helps. And so big promoters of carnivore as well. There's a whole bunch of interesting things you can learn about it. And then you can be your own experiment, which we call N equals 1, and learn things about yourself that you never knew. And it's funny because each year that I've gotten older and I've gotten more carnivore than I was like 6 months before, the give ups, it's like my body adapts to it very nicely, but it's also gotten used to the limitedness of it. So I'm sure if I was to venture out and go back and have a salad, say, my digestion would go like, no, thank you, no, thank you. And yet it was just a couple of months ago that I was enjoying, it was like 6 or 7 months ago, that I was enjoying, a great big salad. And then it just turned on me. So meat products, animal products have not turned on me. I can have my dairy. I can have my cheese. I make a pizza crust with cream cheese, mozzarella, and eggs, and it works. It's a knife and fork type of crust. It's not like you can, it's not like a New York pizzeria where you can pick it up like this. But I have it every Saturday, and I use Rao's pizza sauce, and it's maybe 2 tablespoons just smeared on the pizza. And I try to keep most of the sauce on the inside part of the pizza because I have the outside part. Greg has the inside part. I like the little brown edges of it, and he likes the inside. So isn't that just a perfect thing? And then the toppings on top, which is the cheese and the meats. And it has been a wonderful relationship to have that pizza every Saturday. It takes care of the goo factor, the, FOMO, fear of missing out. And it works for me. It's worked for me all along. It did have almond flour in it at one point, and I slowly reduced it to now no almond flour because of the oxalates and because that's not very carnivore. I've used to take a whole bunch of supplements, and I don't anymore. I drink Garistolar and San Pellegrino mineral water. I take a magnesium glycinate. I got it at Amazon. The brand name is Nature Bell. I take that because I've heard that is the best absorbed magnesium. I also have Dr. Teal Epsom salt as to absorb the magnesium because they say that's a great way to do that too. I believe I had an oxalate dump long after I gave up the veg. And I believe that it was, I've watched so many Sally K. Norton videos about oxalates. It's a fascinating topic. And so I would direct you to her, Sally K. Norton. And she's been doing incredible interviews with a whole bunch of people lately. And I had that pain in my leg that I've had MRIs and x-rays and taken ibuprofen and been offered pain meds and just, physical therapy and blah, 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 blah. And I gave up the veg, and guess what went away? And then I had a tremendous amount of pain for a day. Stairs are a killer. And I think I had an oxalate dump. I think that my body felt that there was enough, and you even produce your own oxalates too. So that it just was getting rid of the overflow of them in my body. I don't know. but that, that's just my belief. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And it left my body. They say for some people to give up oxalates like suddenly, like cold turkey, like you give up smoking, is not a good idea because it would really could really mess with your body. So I did that gentle taper. I wasn't, thinking I was doing anything different, but perhaps I saved myself a huge amount of pain with the oxalates dumping. I've heard of people having like that feeling of glass shards coming out of their eyes. Yeah, oxalates are very, very interesting, and I encourage you to do your own research to see if perhaps that's part of your aches and pains. I know that going carnivore with my aches and pains has made, it's like I have so much energy I never thought that I would have. And, being my age, I work overnights for the police department. I also do Uber and Lyft driving. And so I have, plus I take care of the household and cats and Greg and dirt and grime and stuff like that. Greg helps a lot, but he helps a lot. And, but still, it's a lot. A house and a car and because the car is something that needs to be cleaned and vacuumed all the time, because that's how it is when my job is people in my back seat. So I have to keep it, vacuumed. And when people take luggage and it's sitting in dirt and they throw it in the back in the trunk to go to an airport or the ferry or the bus terminal, I've got the back of that has to be vacuumed too. So it's an interesting thing. I need more energy than just the driving. I know when I get home, I have to vacuum, I have to clean the WeatherTech mats, I have to go to the car wash, I have to Windex. It's a lot. And I have energy today that I never had before. Never had before. Even when I guess when I was like in my 30s and I was running after 2 kids and I had an exercise salon and all the other stuff, I think I have more energy today. I think going carnivore, one of the things you find when you do go carnivore and on your way, maybe even the keto and the carnivish, is you begin to take better care of yourself. You don't let your teeth go without, cleaning and x-rays. You don't let your, doctor's appointments go. You care about your sleep, and you make your sleeping area as comfortable as it can be for a nice, solid, deep slumber. That's my favorite, is solid sleep. I don't need as much as I used to have because something about being carnivore, it's a whole new thing. I weigh and measure the goodies in my coffees, like the fats and the Keto creamer, Kitu non-dairy creamer. And I still put pink Himalayan salt in my water and my coffees. But I now eat my meat for my OMAD 1 meal a day, and I don't weigh and measure anymore. I used to, and now I'm actually learning and trusting, I think that's another big word, trusting that my body's system of notices, letting me know the feeling of it. I got little fuzzies. That's what I'm not really batty. Well, I'm kind of batty, but let me know when I've had enough. I use smaller plates, a smaller fork, and I'm a big lover of fatty meats. So I'll have those, and I've gotten good at knowing what amount, like, is my content satiation. I did find that eating just meat, sometimes eggs, sometimes cheese, for my OMAD, it takes a little while to get to that, you're done, girly, you've had enough. So I know that when the plate is empty, and I'm feeling like the dog, that's it, there's no more. I want another bowl of kibbles. That it's going to take a while to register. And so I'm okay with that. And so, as some of you know, one of my, I guess I have in place a whole bunch of little tricks and things that I've used over the decades from my days in Overeaters Anonymous in the 70s to help me, and little signs that, so I push myself away from the table. I know I've had enough. I know it will register in just a minute or two that I've had enough. and I'll start doing my dental hygiene. And that's another signal to my body that I'm done with food for the day. I may have some more sips of my mineral water, depending on if the food was, if I have that thing that I'm thirsty or salty or something like that. But I'm done with the food. The cravings and the cravings went away. Sugar cravings went away when I stopped keto-fying, and I gave up alternative sweeteners in my coffee that I've never given up. I had black coffee for a brief amount of time in my 30s, I think, but every other decade time in my life, it's always been sugar, then to the alternative sweeteners like xyla, erythritol. I even had Pure for a while. I've got a cupboard full of stevia drops I haven't used in years. That I spent like $12 to $15 on. You probably have seen them, little flavored things. I thought that was the cat's meow, but now, alas. So I don't do any alternative sweeteners in my coffee. I haven't had my stevia sweetened electrolyte mix with my lemons couple of months. I just have plenty of salt in my food plan. I use pink Himalayan, I use Redmond's, and I use Celtic salt crystals. I have a tiny little dish, like a dipping dish that you would have if you went to a party and you could eat the way you used to, that I just stick my tongue in. It's just mine, and it's salt crystals. And then I have my lemoned, salted warm water. That's my kickstart for the morning, and it all just works. So if you're new here or new to keto, carnivore, carnivish, hold on tight. If you cannot keto-fy, that would be the best advice I could give you. But the rest of it is learn what your body likes, learn what your body wants. There's a lot of shysters out there. There's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of people that aren't the genuine article doing all of this. They're in it either for the buck or the attention or the subscribers because they're flashy and they do all kinds of stuff. You can watch them, but consider it entertainment and amusement because they might not take their program, their health, seriously. I don't know too many 30-year-olds, unless they've had a huge type of scare, that take their health as seriously as we old people over 60 do. And if you're under 60, this is a good channel to read the comments of the older people that are here, that have tried stuff, trust and believe their processes have worked for them, that they weren't born, last night, that they have quite a few decades of experimenting with things like I have. And we all have arrived here at this place where we never thought we'd get this second chance of healing our gut, healing our body, enjoying the foods, and allowed to have fat. Because if you come from my generation, fat was like, oh, fat, it's got fat in it, it's got salt in it, oh my God. And now we're encouraged to have it. So do what I do, have it. So we will explore other topics and things as we go along. And I thank you for watching. I offer accountability coaching. It's so simple. It's so gentle. It's more about your behaviors when you eat, not what you eat, although sometimes it is what you eat. It's great for people trying to give up diet soda. It's great for people trying to give up alternative sweeteners or even the artificial sweeteners, the blue, yellow, and pink packets. Those aren't good. Either are the diet sodas. But you already know that. It's just, if you're already addicted to them, it's going to take a while. And, we have the Band-Aid theory going on here. For some people, it's rip it off and get over it. That's it. You made the decision, no more. And for other people, it's the taper. It's the going from the 2-liter to like the 16-ounce bottle, once a day, to having it 3 times a week, to having it 1 time a week, to whatever, to getting it out of the house and having it only in social occasions. It's whatever works for you and what your desires are. We're not in any hurry, even though we're older. We just want to feel better. But we have some habits or addictions that we need to deal with. Addictions to bad behavior with food and addictions to food specifically certain items. And that's what we talk about here. And we just get better a day at a time. ODAT, one day at a time. And we try to work on our abstinence. We like to go to bed abstinent because when we wake up in the morning, it's another day. And we were abstinent yesterday. Isn't that great? So you can work on day 2 of being abstinent. Who knew? We love that stuff. So thank you for being here. And again, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Happy 2020. We're here. We're doing it. Come and join us. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.